Happy holidays to you. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your No Frills, the voice commentary from a singer over the rainbow. Okay, so tonight, oh my goodness, The Voice finale is finally here. We got the top 4, which includes Damien, the wild card choice. And let me tell you what happened. Oh my, did you think it was a good show? Let me know right now down in the comments if you thought it was a good show or not, and whose performance you thought was the best, like the one single best performance of the night. Let me know. Okay, so tonight's battle is between TeamAdam versus TeamBlake. Tonight, each contestant will sing 3 times. One is the coach's pick, the duet with their coach, and an original song written for them. And the top 20 were all in the audience to support them. The finale show tomorrow night will be at 9 p.m., not 8 p.m. So you guys know that you aren't like rushing home to get 8 p.m. It's a 9 p.m. until 11 show. And I'm sure they're going to have a lot of people. One of the people announced was Jessie J, and that was just slipped out. Carson usually says at the end of the show who's going to be on, like at least some of the people, but he didn't say tonight. So whatever. TeamAdam kicked off the show with Damien. He did his coach's choice, A Song for You by Donny Hathaway. And in rehearsal, Adam advised him to move and have some urgency for the performance. So he started out in the middle of the sway box, you know, down in the pit, and this opening was almost everything you'd want out of this song. I really enjoyed it. It had tenderness, it had strength, it had everything. The softness against the more plaintive notes. At one point it seemed like he dropped a few notes as he came up on the stage. He was walking back toward the audience. He just kind of stopped singing and then he started back. So he dropped some words up in there. But then he came back in strong. I was also surprised when he was holding a note and it wasn't quite solid, kind of warbly going on. It had something, I don't know, it's like you know when you clear your throat with something in his throat. Loved his emotion as always, but I didn't really feel the payoff of the song. There was no big, he didn't give us any really something going on. All the coaches stood for him. Blake said there's so much power and great pitch and called it incredible. Pharrell said it took him to church. Gwen told him it's so pleasurable watching him sing. TeamBlake was up next with Craig Wayne Boyd. He did Baby's Got a Smile on Her Face, his original song, and it was written by Blake. We got to see him recording the song and even a little bit of his music video, which is kind of exciting. He picked up the guitar for this in the performance and started crooning the song low in his chest voice, but didn't stay there for long. He was back up in the nice rich part of his voice. The song had a nice rock country blend going on, and Craig was telling the story to us. I mean, just laying it out. But I was waiting for, you know, something special to happen. Yeah, like, I don't know, it was a solid vocal performance with a nice vibe, but it didn't really go anywhere. It just kind of laid flat there. Pharrell told him welcome to his future. Gwen said he's ripe and ready to pick. Then we had TeamAdam. Chris Jamison and Adam Levine did a duet, Lost Without You by Robin Thicke. But okay, so this is a sexy song and he got to share it with his coach, right? Really cool. Chris started out the song and started out solid in his falsetto. I think it was even stronger than Adam's start, right? They had a really good sound together. Chris had such a clean vocal production on this, while Adam's is a little more grungy, and it mixed very well. I just wish they hadn't sat on the stools the whole time. Like they would have got up and, like, you know, went out and sang a little bit to people, but the vocals were stellar. And if you think the commentary is stellar, make sure to thumb it up and let me know that you're enjoying it. It's one of your last times, so make sure to let me know. You know, the next time I might see some of you is not until American Idol. So make sure to thumb it up, and I thank you guys so much for your thumbs. Next up we had TeamAdam. McAndrew did his original song, Wasted Love, and I'm not sure if he wrote it or if someone else wrote it. I was waiting to hear, but I'm not quite sure. Let me know if you heard or if you know down in the comments. So his vocal studio work and the video of this was looking really good and sounding great, and Adam went into the booth to give him some line readings, you know, sang some of it for him so that he would, you know, do it a certain way. And the choir came in first in the performance with the title, and then we got Matt at the top of the ramp. He always likes to be at the top of them ramps or the top of the stairs or something when he starts, right? You know, it's sometimes hard to connect to an original song the first time you hear it, but I was feeling the emotions and loving the angst and the longing in his vocal. The great thing for this show is the bridge gave him a huge moment. You know, he fell to his knees. He was literally shaking, and he got so sweet and quiet right after that, and then he went back to the bigger parts, and then at the end he got quiet. It gave him a lot of dynamic range and a lot of emotional things going on within the song, and not only good for a record but good for a competition, which is something I didn't feel in Craig's performance. All the coaches stood for him, but Blake didn't look happy, right? He was kind of like Gwen told him she got completely lost in the performance and it took her to a creative place. So Carson announced that Pharrell got 6 Grammy nominations this year. Congratulations, dude! Oh my god, that's major! And Danielle Bradbury was in the skybox with a new tattoo and advice for the finalists. Then TeamBlake did a duet with Craig Wayne Boyd. They did Boots On by Randy Hauser, and my toes were tapping as soon as this started with the two of them rocking out on the guitars. The first verse was a little low in Craig's voice for the opening, but he was rocking out on the chorus. Blake actually sounded better on the low part, but let Craig come in on the second half of the line for the second verse. I like that they had such a good rapport on this. You know, they were looking good together, sounding good, having fun, kidding around and stuff, and the music was kicking, which is most important. They really nailed this performance. TeamAdam next did his duet with Damien, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John, and they had dueling pianos and dueling voices for this performance. Of course, Damien started and did okay, but when Adam came in, it was a wash, baby. His voice as well as his mic technique gave him so much more presence than the opening Damien had. I like their harmony moments, and Damien always seems to find a great connection to every song he sings. He makes it so personal, which is really nice. As we got further into the song, the band and the backgrounds totally took over and drowned them both out in places, but it was still an enjoyable performance. TeamAdam was up next with Chris Jamison doing his original song, Velvet. He did not write it. Adam also went into the vocal booth to give Chris some line readings on the song, and we got to see some clips of the music video shooting. The song had a nice groove to begin with. Chris started out looking in the mirror. I wrote a la Usher and Michelle Samuel, and then launched into his song with a sexy vocal production. This really does have a nice mid-tempo groove and made me think of Justin Timberlake. I can hear this song on the radio right now. Very sweet and soothing, and though Chris didn't nail all the falsetto parts as strongly as he usually does, he did a great job with it. All the coaches stood for him. Pharrell told him we have seen a star born on this show. Then Taylor John Williams, Danica Shari, Luke Wade, and Sugar Jones joined Carson in the skybox, and Danica said she's looking forward to Jessie J performing tomorrow night, which is the only time we got someone who we found out was going to be performing tomorrow night. Then Adam did his duet with Matt McAndrew, Lost Stars by Maroon 5 from some movie. They both were on guitar for this performance, but Adam started this one out singing. Matt had a softer falsetto opening than Adam, but it was so sweet and tender. When they got into the meat of the song, it was very Flower Child meets the Beatles, and I was loving it when the guys went into their really high falsetto parts, especially Adam. This was killer. I enjoyed it. I felt all lovely, you know, warm inside. You know what I'm saying? Did you guys like it? Let me know down in the comments. Then TeamAdam had Craig Wayne Boyd do the coach choice. It was In Pictures by Alabama, and Blake told him in rehearsal that this needs to be about his voice and his story. Forget all the bells and whistles, just tell the story. So this was a very personal performance, and I was all into watching and hearing Craig tell me about it. You know, I was just like, relate the story, brother. He was all up in it. He's had a few big performances on the show, and for me, this was just as touching as any of them. I wasn't even mad that there were no big notes, because it was just all there in the emotion. All the coaches stood for him. Gwen called it really emotional and said she was glad she saved him. TeamAdam had Damien do his original song, Soldier by Max Martin, and this is a great song and fit Damien's voice and style. It has a slow tempo but a mid-tempo feel and groove to it, and gave him time to get across his positive message. I'm not sure it showed his voice in the best light, but it was a great seeing him vibing with the music and having a good time. I wasn't surprised that his voice cracked after the bridge, because I don't know, it just wasn't laying perfectly, but he pulled it right back together and came back stronger for a nice finish. All the coaches stood for him. Then TeamAdam had Chris Jamison do his coach choice, Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake. Okay, alright, this is right on time, right? In rehearsal, Adam was singing the song for Chris and advised him to elongate the notes, and said he has one of the best falsettos he's ever heard. And that opening was hot. I just was like, oh my goodness. I can't even describe it right now. You just gotta go and watching it. And Chris rolled right in with a downright delicious sound. The band was really vibing on the music and rocking out and giving him some great support. But he was so focused and sharp with his parts. His falsetto wasn't as bright as Justin Timberlake's on this, but he did a great controlling the transitions, putting across the vibe, solid on the falsetto. All the coaches stood for him. I really enjoyed this. Called this radio ready. I can hear this on the radio right now. TeamAdam was up next and last with the coach choice for Matt McAndrew, Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I twisted up my nose when I heard this song. I was like, Adam was telling him to keep it simple while in rehearsals, and that's exactly what he did. This started out for me uninspired, and some of the low notes were definitely taxing Matt, but he was trying to do it. He was trying to get on top of it. For me, it was just coming off cheesy and not a finale performance. The crowd seemed to be with him, but I didn't even feel like he was into it. Though I could see he was trying to work his way into the emotion. And when you can see somebody trying to work their way into the emotion, that just means that they really haven't connected with it. They really haven't committed to it yet. And maybe it's me, but even his big notes seemed a little warbly. I just didn't get it. I didn't get the song choice. I didn't get the sentiment, and I didn't feel like it showed him at his best. What did you guys think? Tell me down in the comments. Gwen said she can't believe he did that song. I can't either, girl. But called him pure and original. Pharrell called him a great voice and said the world can't get enough of an artist like him. There you have it, finale performances. Oh my goodness, what did you guys think of the night? Who did you think did best? Tell me down in the comments. The finale show once again tomorrow night will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an hour later than normal. And I hope already several of them are in the top 10 on the overall iTunes charts. At least 2 of them are, and it is going to be a battle, tooth and nail to the finish, you know what I'm saying? This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I am so excited. I hope you guys are too. Are you dressing up for the finale even if you're at home? Let me know. I think I might too. Okay, this is Robert Anton. Once again, I'm out. Peace.